So if we're talking about Reiki energy, if it's universal life force energy, when we are filled with universal life force energy and our energy is flowing and our gateways are open to our divinity and our I am presence and our body is in coherence, I'm seeing Joe Dispenza's spirit here now. When your body is in coherence with that I am presence, and your mind is also on that track, that flow of universal life force energy, of creation, of divinity in our full power, the Holy Trinity of the Self. That is universal life force energy teeming in your energetic fields and flowing off of you outside to everyone else, okay? So if we think about it, if we're sick or something like that, it's because our life force energy is dulled, drained, stagnant, blocked, or there's a lock on it. Spirit is using that very specifically. When I do spiritual clearings with people during sessions, one of the things that we intentionally remove is any locks on the energy. So you can remove a block, but if there's a lock on a specific energy, like lack or limitation or the heart chakra, we have to unlock it and clear it out. So locks can be placed unwittingly by ourselves through speech, through thought, through patterns, through subliminal messaging, through thought forms of others, and through energy of others that's been projected at us and sits in our energetic fields. So Reiki life force energy literally comes in. Remember, Ray, which is a frequency of life force energy, which is the mother of all creation, the one infinite creator, Mother, Father, God, whatever you wish to label it, creator, source, spirit. That's where that's coming from. It gives life. It removes the blockages. Think about a stream. Ram Dass is saying, he's giving me the imagery of the stream. He says, if you think about a stream, I have Thich Nhat Hanh here as well, or Thich Nhat Hanh. I believe I'm saying it wrong. When spirit comes through with names, whatever their name is, sometimes I mispronounce it because I want to call them their soul name, not the given name on the earth plane. He's going like this and nodding his head in, I want to say namaste. So if we're looking at, maybe he's coming in because that's his quote, not Ram Dass's, and they're jigging each other like this, their elbows, and smiling. Thich has the nicest, most innocent, childlike spirit, exquisite. He's talking about the water, and if you think about the flow of water, when we dam the water, it stops the flow. So if you think about the flow of the river as the Reiki, universal life force energy, and when we have an experience or a trauma, a big boulder goes there and we stop. We want to protect ourselves, so we put another boulder there. We are afraid, which is a giant boulder in itself. He's showing me there's a giant boulder with fear inscribed on it. That's sitting in the middle of our universal life flow energy, he says. Be like the river and flow. Flow around the rock. For eventually, as the water flows around the rock, it loosens it bit by bit. And he's like, and then it becomes like a rock that just clink, naturally goes out because the sand, which was the foundation of it, gets eroded by that constant flow. If there's an obstacle in the way, Ganesha, again, all obstacles are being removed. Sometimes that means we flow around that rock or that obstacle or that stagnancy, and that is what moves it out of the way because we're continuously flowing around it. Let nothing stop you or distract you. Let nothing stand in your way. You've got a higher power every second, every minute, every day, every hour. Oh, baby, you've got Thich is bopping along with me. It's so magical. He says sometimes, although I am there to give wisdom, he says, sometimes I'm there to remind you to be like a child, to flow with the universe, to play in the water, to giggle and laugh. He says, because all of those things are medicine. That is why they were put on the planet for us, in order to help us evolve. He says, we have been given things, we have been given tools that bring us joy, that exude life force energy for us, the laughter and the medicine and all those things. The earth is a playground. Use that. He has a lot to say, but it's very calm. It's very particular. It's very gold. It's very gold. So it's almost as if he's saying the Reiki life force energy, when we flow like the river, eventually what happens, he says this is in reference to ancestral generational curses, spells, thought forms, patterning, things like that. Spells are not what you think they are. That will be shared in another class from Spirit, another Spirit lesson, apparently, Thich is saying. So if you think about it, when we have generations of people flowing around the obstacle, eventually the sand or the ground that held it into place becomes eroded, and that boulder naturally moves on its own. The more the river flows, the more, and it flows, even if it's flowing around it, there's still, he says there's a silent energy that slowly, gently is nudging and working to dislodge the boulder for you, with you, and through you. Do not focus on the boulder. Flow around it, and it will naturally loosen and fall away. Thich is also saying, thank you. I thank you. Thich is also saying the idea of the pebble. And Ram Dass is saying, this one's mine. Oh, that's so funny. That's so interesting. The idea of the pebble or the stone that gets worn and worn by all the water, and it becomes soft and smooth, whereas before he's talking about the rock being rough, but the water comes in, it smooths it. It doesn't just go in and say, shh, you're done, you're smooth now. He says it's a work in progress. It's a work in time. We're smoothing the rock, all the rough edges, all of those different things. We're smoothing them with the water, with the flow of life force energy. So if the river and the ocean and the teardrops, your tears, and the rain and the mist and the snow, which essentially is all precipitation, but it's all water when it really comes down to it. I don't know if that's the case scientifically, but they're nodding their head at me like that'll do. So when we look at it in that context, and with Spirit guiding us in this teaching, they're very clear of the very idea of Reiki life force energy is in alignment with the flow of water. So think of it as Reiki life force energy. So when we do self-healing Reiki, he says this is important because it's also self-healing. You can do it for yourself. You can learn to open a Reiki channel. You can be gifted the Reiki, he's saying the Reiki symbols. You can also do this with your passed on loved ones who are helping you. Somebody on here, your passed on loved ones, I'm supposed to be sharing this specifically. So when we go for a Reiki life force energy, a session or something like that, our passed on loved ones always show up very clearly, because now we're moving life force energy straight from the universe, the mother of all creation, God, and it's flowing through to clear the blockages, to open the energy, to remove the residue, to swirl it through our body, bringing back that vibrancy, that chi that's so powerful. So it's bringing that through, and it's allowing us also to have clarity, because when we have all these boulders in the way and blocks and stagnancies and illnesses, sometimes that clouds or blocks the clarity. So Reiki life force energy, your loved ones in spirit are always going to be present for that, helping. Thich says helping, your guides are helping, your higher self is helping, because it's universal life force energy. The universe does not want you in confusion. It does not want you to be up here all the time and ungrounded. You're in a human vessel because you came here to anchor light, fractals, and frequencies, to embody your I am presence in the physical. The embodied I am, it's like God's walking around, but not the distorted gods, not the conceptual ego gods, or the distorted masculine or distorted feminines, or hierarchy, or all of those different things. That's not what that means. What it really means is us embodied and aware and consciously creating in a way that does not take away from somebody else, or hurt someone else, or drain someone else, or shame them. That's the embodiment of the I am presence. So if you're wondering, I feel like a number of people, you already do this. It's just about strengthening it. Sometimes on this journey, it's exhausting when you're seeding light and you are the light and you're walking around. Sometimes you get exhausted because it's like, I am these things and I'm doing these things and I'm being these things, but I don't necessarily see that being reflected back to me in the outside world. Because you got to have faith, the faith. What you don't see happening is the life force energy that is overflowing. It does not take from yours. The light that is happening is literally a flow of energy that is flowing into everywhere you go, everywhere you stand, everywhere you've been. Every person you have walked into a room near, that life force energy, it's like your body is computing energy and concepts and things all the time. It's why you know you like somebody immediately or suddenly you don't like somebody immediately. And it's not about liking them or not liking them. It's that you're reading the energy. Your energetic fields are reading the energy. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But when we have it clouded and residue with other people's energy, and we don't have that Reiki life force energy flow moving through us, it creates distortions, is what Ram Dass is saying. It creates distortions and it doesn't allow us to see clearly because that life force I am presence is not flowing clearly. So Reiki is highly beneficial. Learn Reiki. Go to a Reiki teacher or a Reiki master that resonates with you, or that feels in alignment. Follow your intuition when you're choosing a Reiki teacher. I find for me, I'm an in-person kind of person. So even though I don't need to be in the same place as somebody else to be present in their energy, with their energy, or the teaching or anything like that, I like the connection of being physically with somebody else when doing that type of energy work. However, it does not take away from it to do it online or in an online class or through Zoom. That is irrelevant. We're talking about energy here. So any Reiki masters, Reiki certification teachers are highly aware that it does not require them to be with you in the physical in order for you to have an attunement, to learn them, to receive the Reiki symbols. They keep talking about Reiki symbols, to receive the Reiki symbols. I'm seeing Reiki symbols literally becoming crystal clear on either side of me right now as I am talking about this and speaking. The Spirit says there's a reason for that. Prana, Chi, Reiki, life force energy, pranayama is another one I'm hearing. There's all kinds of different. Kundalini is just life force energy. Life force energy. So Reiki is intentionally attuning to the rays that are the frequencies, high vibrational frequencies of life force energy. Your loved ones become clearer, you feel lighter, your subtle energy bodies get cleared, anything stagnating in the body can come out. This includes emotions, moving those things. And that's why every time I hear the word Reiki, Spirit says rays of light, which is frequencies of life force energy, and then they show me the key. It is a key to healing the body, to healing the mind, to healing the spirit, to healing the planet, to healing our relationships, to healing the mirrors that we look in every single day. Everything is connected. Reiki is universal life force energy. It is connected to you when you choose to consciously and open the channel and learn it and attune to it. It is of great benefit. In addition, Ram Dass says this is important. Reiki is universal life force energy. That's why Spirit shows me the ray, which is rays of light frequencies. That's how I see it. And a key. It's part of you when we consciously choose to open and use those channels and do self-healing Reiki, because it's important to be able to self-heal because we can. That's part of calling back your I am presence, is recognizing how powerful you are and what you can actually do. But it's really hard to heal yourself when you do not have your full I am presence embodied and you don't have a flowing, teeming life force energy moving in and around your body. And if you're not co-creating and doing it with spirit, it also makes it harder. So, Reiki, universal life force energy, learn it, use it, research it, practice it. Healer, heal thyself.